And yep. Hope you guys can hear me. I want to put you in a spot where you can hear me, like completely. Okay. 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 Cool. Hi. Cool. Okay. Okay. Welcome to the space. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Right now we're recording songs. We just started. We're doing the same thing that we did yesterday outside, but we're doing it inside. And we're looking up Bryson Tiller beats and then downloading them and then putting them into freaking BandLab and then making songs. So I just made something. I was just singing out loud, just like practicing, and it sounded really good. So that's when I'm like, okay, I have to like press record and like start, because this is like really good. Make sure that it's going. Yeah, so I'm like every time something sounds good, I'm like, let me just like do it. But let me not talk about it, let me actually do it so you guys can hear. Thanks so much for being here. This is Graffiti Affirmations. This is a community space for like minds to connect and create and share their heart, their art, and then just like their souls. You know, we share very openly here, and it's a safe space. So feel free to comment whatever, share whatever. We care about you, we love you, and we just want you to feel comfortable here and know that this is a space for you. So peace and love. Thank you so much. And let's get into it. Okay, this one I'm gonna start. Accepting me, 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 yeah. Accepting me, 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 yeah. Being me fully. Being me fully. Accepting me, accepting me, accepting me, accepting me, yeah. Accepting me, accepting me, accepting me, accepting me, accepting me. Being me fully, being me fully, being me fully, yeah. Accepting me, accepting me, accepting me, accepting me, yeah. Accepting me, accepting me, accepting me, accepting me, yeah. Being me fully, 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 being me fully. Accepting me, accepting me, accepting me, accepting me. Well, the best thing that I like about this is that like every single time I make something, especially when I'm recording myself, but always I'm thinking this, so it's really nice to record because it gives like a way for you to look back at like what you're doing and be mindful while you're doing it too, you know, like we are not alone, we're not just like in our heads like creating this, like this is like real life, you know. So it's really nice to like record, because for me it grounds me in like the present moment and makes me feel more like you know, I'm doing this and like it's real. And what I like that just came up for me, I'm always aware of my mind, and I was thinking a few thoughts just now about like, oh, I hope that like, you know, the way I express myself is like people like it, or people like accept it, basically, as I'm singing, as accepting me. And I'm thinking about my mom, and I'm thinking about how she asks me to do certain things, and I feel like they're not really like in alignment with like who I am, and that I wish that she would accept me. And I think that she does, but it just takes her a minute to see me in my fullness and see that like I'm just like me, and I can't change that, you know. It's just who I am. So yeah, that's kind of just my desire, and part of the reason why I was like deciding to sing that. And also I just want to accept myself, you know. Like I feel like you can want to other people to accept you, and then like at the end of the day, like accepting yourself is the greatest form, because when you accept yourself, then everybody else has got to accept you as well, because you're just like, this is what it is. So that's something that I practice every day in my life, especially right now, is like accepting myself and constantly telling myself I love myself, you know, I'm great, everything that I experience is great, you know, I'm okay, I'm doing really well, I love me, and that helps me balance out any like negative emotions, like feelings, like just hard things that I go through. When I tell myself that I love myself, it instantly gets better, and I honestly haven't found something quite like a singing, of course, and all my stuffs, but like I haven't found something quite like putting love into myself and telling myself that I love myself, that really makes me feel so good, and really like, you know, balances out everything, and actually you know, just reminds me of like what's real. And so that's why I'm like pretty much addicted to, like, if I'm gonna be addicted to something, I'm gonna be addicted to telling myself that I love myself, and that I'm great, and I am. And every time I like continue to tell myself that, like, I am, and you know, I just remember it, because it's already there. It's just like a reminder, especially in times of like hard stuff, when you know, telling yourself that really helps, you know, writing it out, listening to it in songs, like singing about it. It all is really helpful. So that's why a lot of the things that I make are really simple, and just talk about like loving yourself. Another thing about like creating songs and stuff for me that I'm like mindful and intentional about is that like I think that in this world, like there's a lot of thoughts, like thought is really what makes up the entire world. It's like is the world, they say that all is mind. So but if all is mind, and the entire world is made up of thoughts, and that's really all that's going on, is energy and thought, then I can choose to think whatever I want, and I can choose to clear my mind and put thoughts and feelings that feel good to me into my world. And that's really important, because you know, like in this world, like the way that I think about it is that like we live in a world where, for black and brown people, for a long time, for like black and brown people make up like the majority of the world, you know. That's where the world has started from, and then everything else. And I only talk about this because, and I'm very mindful about it, because I'm not a person that likes to go around and I don't judge anyone, and I don't label things based off of like race, but and I'm very, you know, spiritual and all of those things. And at the same time, like I can be in awareness of like that this world and racism has a real effect on like every single thing in the world. And it's like how they say like race is not real, but racism is real, and the like systems and the things that are like created from racism are at play every single day, and it's not really talked about. I think it's not really talked about like so hugely, because it's not real. So it's like it's like you don't see it, so it's kind of like an unseen thing that you can't really put a word to, but it exists. And so for me, I get so frustrated because I'm like, I'm experiencing, but it's like it's like there's no really like word for it. So what I tend to do is just focus on thoughts and focus on feelings and vibrations, because everything is energy and vibration and feeling. And I try to put myself these like being more mindful, because when I was like home, like in Atlanta, before I moved to New York for school and everything, like I was just around my people all the time, so I never thought about it, I was just in my space and everything was chill. And when I left home and started to go to school in New York, what I noticed is that like, and you guys comment your thoughts. What I noticed is that there's like, you know, in the school that I go to, like the dominant population of the school is white people. And the town that I live in, which is called Bronxville, New York, is mostly white people. And it's also like one of the wealthiest places in America, I'm pretty sure. And at the same time, like New York is very like full of just people that are colored, people that have color. So when I step outside of that, like literally because Bronxville is only 1 mile long, like the town that the school that I go to is located in is only 1 mile long, and everything outside of that is just people just that look like me and experience like me and everything like that. So what I really got to was just this whole feeling of confusion for so long, for a while, when I was like in that school and in that town, because I felt like, why do I feel so weird? Why do I feel so weird here? Like, why do I feel like everything about me is weird? Why do I feel like I hate myself? Why do I feel like everything is just like fucked up? And I'm just gonna say how I feel, because whatever. But like, I feel like, why do I hate myself? Why do I feel like everything is fucked up? Why is my health so bad? Why am I like struggling right now? And I just didn't understand like what was going on. And then I started to like, as I was like living there more, I started to like go outside of that town and go to like the different places around, and just hang out, and realize like slowly, because the thing is that like, for the way that I was experiencing as a student in that school was that like, as a student that is like coming from another place, I would hang out in the school, and then I take the train that like, most of the students take. I go to places that, most of the students go. So I'm like really just in that like world. And what I noticed is that like, I just felt disconnected, and I felt like everything I was experiencing was so lined up for me, in a way that like all I saw was really like the people that were in my school, which are mostly white people. And then I started to really realize that like white people, at least in New York, like the way that it was, that I'm aware of it being set up, is that like you could go your whole experience and like not even like, you could go your whole experience of just like being a student in that school, and living in that town, and going on the Metro North, the train, and going to, whatever place that you go to, and then just coming back, and you would never experience like people of color, which is crazy. It's a crazy word, because it's just people, and that's like the majority of people are colored. So it's just like, the reason I'm saying it so strongly as well, and just feeling so frustrated, is because like I said, I was in that school system where I was just feeling so shitty about myself, because I didn't see myself anywhere in my school system. But I know that I exist. So I'm like, why do I feel like this? And then like I start to just think about like, okay, well, let me like it's like your identity, and then you're starting to think about like, okay, well, like who am I, like what am I, and it's just so freaking crazy. And then it's like on top of that, like the whole like job system and everything inside of the school is like you get your internship, and then like you like go and like work for these people that are a part of that same system of like kind of like keeping everything like in there. And it just feels so freaking, it just feels so like claustrophobic, you know? And it just feels so not right to me. And then I just get confused because I'm like, well, when I'm not here and I'm not like a part, like in this, like I know that, you know, I'm okay. I know that everything is okay, and that, you know, there's so much more to life. Like I feel fine. I'm pretty much just chilling. So it's like, I don't know. It's, for me, it's like a journey, and I'm still in it. So that's why it's hard to talk about right now as well, because like right now I feel like I'm in a spot where I'm in a space where like I'm not like mentally I can always be where I want to be, you know. Mentally, like I can always choose to think the thoughts that keep me in the feeling place of where I want to be. So if I choose to think like, you know, if I choose to just clear my mind and not think about like all of that shit, then that's what I'm living in. I'm living in a clear mind where I'm not thinking about all that shit. But it's just so much because it's such a strong like mental pattern. And then I feel like I'm just gonna talk my shit. And I feel like there's so many people that are like, I don't know, I feel like I'm just gonna talk my shit. Oh god. I feel like my mom is stuck in that mental pattern, at least that she thinks that like I need to be like a part of that, or like I want, that's where I'm going. And I'm like, that's not where I'm going, and that's not what I want, and that's not what I'm doing. So I'm trying to like unravel myself from that and put myself into the spaces and the places that feel good to me, because it's really about feeling good. And when I talk to you guys about like how I like feeling depressed and things like that, like honestly thinking about that makes me feel depressed, because when I think about like how claustrophobic that feels, and like going to school and like getting an internship and then like working a job that you don't even fucking like, or I mean you could like it, but like for me, I'm like, I don't want to do that. It just feels claustrophobic for me, and I'm like, I just don't want to do that. That's not how I envision my life. And then when I envision my life in that way, I feel depressed. And so I'm like, I don't want to do that. So that's why I work and I create for myself, and I do it every day, and I talk about my things. And it's honestly a lot, because I think about it when I'm like I'm thinking about it, and then I'm like, and then I'm in this, and I'm still in the thing, and I'm still in the shit. So I'm like, I don't really know like what to do, and the only thing that I think I can do is just express myself and like share and create something that I want to see and that I want to experience. And also just really detach myself, like since I've been in Japan, because I'm in Japan right now, ever since I've been here, I've just been like really just cutting everything off and detaching and spending time with myself and clearing my mind. And it's been really intense, like the first couple of months, and it's still intense, but now I'm stronger because I know how to handle the mind, and I know how to differentiate between like other people's thoughts and my thoughts and what I want and what I think and what I'm creating. And I put that first. I put my intention first and my like self-care first. And it's really a lot, you know. I do my best every day, and every day it gets better. So when moments come up that like I don't feel so good, or I don't like, I'm just like kind of lost, I put it into something better. I put it into telling myself like more love. I put it into helping others and healing others and making the world a better place in the way that I feel like I'm guided to do, you know. And then I focus on like the allness of everything. I focus on God. I focus on love. I focus on like expansion, because like I said, that feeling of like that thinking is really claustrophobic, and it really cuts you off from a lot of things. And I think that like when you're in that mind state, like you feel so cut off from like I don't know, just like, I mean, it depends for everyone, but for me, I'm just gonna say what I think. I think that it cuts you off so much from like interacting with the world. And I think that because you think of yourself like, oh, I'm a student and this is like my track, and like this is like all I'm gonna do, and then this is just how I'm gonna be. And I think that that cuts you off from like, you know, so much of the world, like so many people that you can be interacting with and enjoying, like spending time with, just because you're both humans and you both enjoy to be alive, you know. And I think that like that is more important than like, you know, this false reality that you create for yourself when you're a student and you're studying and your major is your life and all that fucking shit. So that's just how I feel. That's just what I think, and I just watch it and observe it, and I'm very mindful and I'm very observant, and I take time to like think about the things that I see and how I am processing them. So that's why I'm confident enough to like share about it, because I really take a lot of time to think, you know. I never want to just say things because based off like the first reaction that I have, you know, because I'm mindful that like what I put out into the world and what I express goes out to different people, and that they can create from there, you know. They can start to think that, and so I'm really mindful of like what I say and what I share and how I speak. So that is just like something that I, you know, pay a lot of attention to. And yeah, you know, like I never want to, especially when it comes to race and stuff, like I never want to create division. Like I can't create division, because like division does not exist. But I never want to like create division, you know. I never want to like make people feel like they're like not okay, like they're not doing right or anything like that in any sense of the way, because everyone is doing great, you know. Everyone is at where they're at and doing really well. I just think that like as far as this like whole like system shit, like it's really fucked up, and I think that it's like, I don't know, it's just not okay. It's just not okay. that's basically what I think. It's just not okay. And I'm fucking tired of this shit. I'm like, I want to get out. I want out like right now. So that's what I'm doing right now, is getting the fuck out and detaching. And if you guys see me on like an island, if you guys see me on some kind of like, I don't know, nature, just in the trees, like, and then I never come back, that's where I'm gonna be. But yeah, I'm just like, you know, I'm just very in love with life. I'm very in love with existence, and that's what I focus on more. That's what I focus on more than anything, and that's what I expand upon. So anytime I'm getting these like thoughts and these like things that are coming through me, I'm like, okay, well, you know, that is what it is. Sometimes I talk about it, sometimes I don't, because I'm just like, well, you know what, fuck that shit. I'm gonna put it into something that works for me and that makes me feel good and that I like. And when thoughts of like fear and anxiety come up, especially when it comes to like other people's thoughts and stuff, and that's why it's kind of difficult to like be in school and be surrounded by people, because I love people, I appreciate people, and at the same time, like school, like being in school where everyone is like on, not everyone, but there's people that are in the mind state of like student, and like you know, like I was having a conversation with this guy earlier today, and he was telling me about like, he was just telling me about his life and stuff, and he was like, you know, it was all very like his world is very small and it's like he's like just doing his thing, and that's totally cool, you know. Like he's gonna like get his internship, he's gonna work his job, he's gonna do his thing, and that's so cool, you know. Everyone is doing what they're doing. For me, I just know that like my path is so much more expansive than that. Like I'm connected with like everybody. I'm like, I live in the world, you know. I don't live in this. So it just feels really like, I don't know, sometimes like it feels very constricting for me sometimes, but I do my best to like just stay like mentally clear, you know, tell myself positive things, and then create and express and put all of my energy into things that create what I want to see and how I want to be. And that is my just joy and my passion. So I do that every single day. I tell myself good things, I put positivity into my world, and I know that the world that I create inside is what I start to see outside. So when I see things start to like look a little crazy, or you know, I'm observing and I'm kind of like, oh, okay, I see, then like I don't have to get tripped up, because for one, I'm observing, and second, I'm coming from a place of peace inside, because I'm constantly cultivating that peace. I'm constantly cultivating that calm. And it's difficult when you don't feel that place of peace and that place of calm, because of your mind. And so that's why I emphasize the mind and the thoughts and focusing on that, you know. If you gotta stop talking to a few people so that you can get into a clear-minded space where you can think for yourself and, you know, be in the mental space and the emotional space, because it's really more about emotions than anything, because when you feel good, then everything else shows up for you well, you know. So if you need to stop talking to a few people